Hey, I know that I probably already said this in a previous video, but the way how the world is nowadays, I just feel like, I can never say it enough. So a few days ago, I was watching a Dr. Phil episode on OWN, the Oprah Winfrey Network, and, the episode featured this couple. I don't know if they were married or if they were just boyfriend and girlfriend, but they obviously had, their conflicts that even resulted in violence, and I think maybe even police were brought into the situations, and the boyfriend admitted that he hit his girlfriend or wife, and this is one of those moments where Dr. Phil shows off his self-righteous Dr. Know-it-all attitude, one of the things that Dr. Phil always says that really gets on my nerves, that really makes me want to rip my hair out of off my head, and makes me scream at the TV screen, is when he says that you're not supposed to put your hands on a woman. Before I get into that even more, I want to make sure that everyone is perfectly clear about this. I do not support violence against women in any way, shape, or form. I am against domestic violence. I'm against husbands beating up their wives, boyfriends beating up their girlfriends, and also wives beating up their husbands and girlfriends beating up their boyfriends. I am against that. Even if it's like a homosexual relationship, a husband beating up his husband, a wife beating up her wife, boyfriend beating up his boyfriend, girlfriend beating up her girlfriend, either way, it makes no difference. I do not support domestic violence in any way, shape, or form. I would never encourage that. However, here's what I believe. I believe that we have the God-given right to defend ourselves if we feel that our life is in danger. And I especially feel it's the same way when it comes to a man being attacked by a woman. And it makes no difference if it's a husband being attacked by his wife, a boyfriend being attacked by his girlfriend. It makes no difference. It makes no difference if it's a man being attacked by a random female stranger. It makes no difference. If a woman is attacking you, no different than if a man tries to attack you, you have the God-given right to defend yourself. And when Dr. Phil says that you're not supposed to put your hands on a woman, even if your life is in danger, you run away, oh my God, it just makes me want to get in Dr. Phil's face and makes me want to yell at him and scream at him and say, what is wrong with you? And this is one of the things I don't like about Dr. Phil. Whenever I watch his show, I like watching the show because I love the situations that are always being put on the screen. All of these, domestic disputes, these husband-wife disputes, the family drama, and, what's going on in some households in this country. It's just very interesting to me. I grew up watching horror films and suspense films, thrillers, and when I watch something like What's on Dr. Phil, it's like, wow, this captivates my interest. You know what I mean? But, I don't like Dr. Phil. I really think that Dr. Phil is one of the biggest idiots in this country. And sometimes I feel like he's not even a real psychiatrist or a psychologist, whatever. I don't think he is. I think he's just a TV personality who pretends to be a doctor, just to get ratings. He's just in it for the money. He's in it for the ratings. He's in it for the publicity. Sometimes, I'm not going to say that he hasn't done anything good, but, when you look at his background, I don't remember for sure, but I think he's had like a small cameo role in Dr. Phil with Eddie Murphy, where he played a veterinarian who was looking at Lucky the dog, when Dr. Dolittle saved him from the animal shelter, and he was acting all, oh, I'm a sick puppy, and he decides to go take him to a veterinarian, and I think Dr. Phil played that veterinarian. And I think there's like a TV show where he played a physician, not a psychiatrist or a psychologist, but a physician, like a regular human doctor, and he co-starred with John Stamos, who we all know as Jesse Kasopoulos from Full House. I'm not going to say that he's not a real doctor, but sometimes when you think about his appearances on TV and in movies, you gotta wonder, is this guy really for real, or is he just a faker? Is he just a performer? Sometimes he's more of an actor than he is a doctor, and even if he is, it doesn't matter how many degrees you get from college. You still don't know everything. That is something that really irritates me about Dr. Phil. He's a self-righteous Dr. Know-it-all who thinks he knows everything just because he's probably got some degrees from college. It doesn't matter. He's probably had some experience in the field, but you know what? You don't know everything. You don't know the situation. You don't know everything. You might have a specific knowledge about a situation. You might have limited knowledge, but that's the point. It's limited. You don't know everything. No different than a lie detector. A lie detector only knows when someone's telling the truth or telling a lie, but they don't know the reasons why they're being honest or being deceitful. A machine can't detect that. Dr. Phil is like that. He may be able to identify the root cause of something, but I don't think he sees the big scope. He doesn't see the big picture. You know? So I personally think that for the reasons that I've just mentioned in this video, Dr. Phil is the biggest idiot in this country. He is. Hands down. So, people, like I said before, domestic violence is wrong. You are not supposed to hit your wife, no matter how frustrated she may make you. If you gotta say something, if you have negative emotions, express them verbally, to say, honey, this is how I feel about you. I don't mean to hurt your feelings, but this is how I feel about you. And I really wish that things weren't like this. Try and do it in a conservative manner. Don't be a big brute about it. Don't yell and scream. If you feel like you gotta be vociferous, you gotta yell a little, do what you gotta do. Just don't put your hands on your wife. I do believe with all my heart that you never put your hands on a woman no matter what, except when she's trying to kill you. If she's trying to harm you, if she's trying to harm a loved one, like let's say, for example, this woman at work and she's obsessed with you and you tell her constantly that she's not interested, she doesn't get the message, and she starts stalking you. She starts stalking your wife and your kids, she starts doing all of this stuff, putting you in a position where you feel like that not only is your life in danger, but your wife's life is in danger. Your children's life, they're in danger. What are you going to do? You're just going to keep running away? Obsessed stalkers are always persistent. Until they are locked up or dead, they will never give up. They're not going to give up. So if you feel for 1 minute that if that woman is endangering your life and the life of your family, you have the God-given right to defend yourself. And if any doctor like Dr. Phil, any psychiatrist or psychologist like Dr. Phil, or any politician, like let's say Hillary Clinton or Elizabeth Warren or Nancy Pelosi, if they say you don't have the right to defend yourself and your family from a woman like that by any means necessary because she's a woman and you're a man, that pretty much means that you're a brute, that you are a sexist or a male chauvinist, that you're a misogynist, you hate women. Well, that just shows exactly what kind of people they are. They don't care about principle. They don't care about the right thing. They don't care about what's moral and what's ethical. They care about their politics that benefits themselves. They care about what benefits them, not what benefits an entire nation and what benefits humanity as a whole. So keep that in mind. Violence against women is wrong. Domestic violence is wrong. However, defense is wrong. So basically, to put it this way, abuse is wrong. Defense is right. We are all smart enough to understand, to know the difference between abuse and defense. Keep that in mind. There's a huge difference between abuse and defense. Thank you for watching this video. Goodbye and God bless. And I will not keep it in church.